Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. Today, let us go into details of Dhana Yoga. So, people were asking me, why don't you go into the details of Dhana Yoga, into classifications of Dhana Yoga? There are many Dhana Yogas, sir. Please explain us. So, I am here to explain the first two simple Dhana Yogas. Dhana Yogas which involve females. People are interested now. Will I get married? Will I become rich? Will my wife bring in fortune to me? You know, I'll not call it as a greedy, money monger kind of an attitude, but normally at that age, it's not that, the groom is asking for any dowry, which is illegal, and it's not suggested. It should be denied, denounced, and it's a bad practice altogether. That's not to be asked for. But the other way around, the boy might have a different approach when he talks to an astrologer, which I keep getting questions like, when I get my child, sir, when my child is born, is my child lucky for me? Most of you people will ask this question. My child, when this boy, when he is born to me, when this girl is born to me, is this girl Lakshmi to me? Well, will she give me Lakshmi Yoga? Will she fill my coffers? Will she make me rich? That I'll come to that later. Whether you will get, rich because of your children or through your children. Today we are talking about whether you will get rich because of marriage or through your wife, not because of marriage or through your wife, which is known as Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga. Kalatramoolaat. It's not only because of wife. So people mistake, because the other way around also is possible. Kalatra means spouse. It might be that a wife marries a rich husband, a rich groom, and she becomes extraordinary rich from a humble family. She gets married into a huge rich family, gets suddenly into a different status. Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga. We have seen many cases like this. This is not because of the marriage. Don't think that, one chart came into her life or one chart came into his life that he suddenly became, in Hindi, what we call as malamal. No, a rich fortune person, he suddenly dug gold. Those people are called gold diggers, people who are opportunist, having an ulterior motive. No, this is not that yoga. This yoga is a plain, simple yoga in which we are discussing about whether a person, whether it is a boy or a girl, will get fortunate enough after marriage because of a good, favorable planetary disposition in his or her own chart, not because of the other chart which is getting associated, which might be a reason which you can see in the other chart also. See, it is like this. If one marries another person, if A marries B, if you are seeing two children in A and two children in B, and these are the only children which A and B have got in their whole lives, from only these two partners, that means A will have children only from B and B will have only children from A. That means these two will have only two children from each other. That will not be four. So that should be seen from both charts. That is what is called correlation. We cannot tell that A will have two children. Oh, I can see two children in your chart. So B, oh, okay, I can see two children in your chart. Oh, okay, I can see two in yours, two in yours. So it's there are four children in your chart. No, no. It should not be like that, right? So Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga is that there should be a correlation. The event should be seen from the spouse chart also, and it should be indicated from the native's chart also. So the formula is the second lord, Dhanasthanadipati, the lord of wealth, plus, that is involving with, conjunct with. Many people talk about aspect. I am a little wary about this particular point of aspect because it's a little weak. See, what I have written here is I am of the opinion that the yoga becomes weak when the aspect ratio between two planets is considered, if it is not exactly 100% aspect. So if it is 1/7, then I need to see the exact degree. So if it is 7-degree Aries, then it has to be 7-degree Libra. So it has to be 100% aspect. So when it is aspecting, we need to check the degrees and the exact calculation has to be done. But other than that, if it is conjunct within 5 degrees or 7 degrees from each other, excellent 100% conjunction of the second lord and the seventh lord. Now suddenly people will jump up because I have been doing many Daridri yogas from past many days, and both the second lord and the seventh lord are known as Marakas. So all the time now I have been speaking that the second lord and the seventh lord are Marakas, and they, when they get involved, they make a person go bankrupt. Now suddenly I am telling Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga. That is, Prapti means to acquire, to get, to be fortunate of getting money through a spouse, or because of getting married, or in association with a spouse. So how come? So please don't get confused here. This is different. The concept of Maraka, the concept of spouse. So that doesn't mean that the seventh lord, if it is spouse and seventh lord is Maraka, then for everyone, Maraka means spouse. Can you equate it? Can you equate that your Maraka is your spouse? Then why do people get married if your Maraka is your spouse? If your Maraka itself is your Kutumba, Kutumba means family. Maraka means death inflicting planet. So if your death inflicting planet is the lord of your family and death inflicting planet is the lord of your spouse, oh, don't be in your family or in Kutumba. Become Gautam Buddha. No, you will have a very long life, but you will not have family or spouse. The point is, but you will have a lot of wealth of knowledge, like Buddha. He got, the nirvana. That's different knowledge. So let us come to materialistic knowledge now. Seventh house and second house have a different level of wealth which they can give you. The seventh house, when it is getting associated with the second house and they are well placed from the second and the seventh simultaneously. So now how can they be placed like that? The third house is one of the strongest positions. The third house is one of the strongest positions for the second lord to be placed and the seventh lord to be placed. Why? Because the seventh lord, when it is posited in the third house, it is the ninth disposition from the seventh. So, for example, I'm just giving you a very simple example here. Let us consider um, Well, let us consider a typical example I have to give you. Okay, let us consider Mithuna Lagna. Mithuna Lagna, the second lord is Moon, the seventh lord is Jupiter. So, Gajakesari Yoga, see, I am giving you a typical example. It's a Raja Yoga. Being placed in Simha Rashi, fantastic position for Jupiter. Why? It moves 9 houses from Sagittarius to Simha, Sagittarius to Leo, and Moon moves 1 house from Cancer to Leo. So it is Dhanat Dhanasthana. That is from Bhavat Bhava principle. It has moved 2 houses, second from the second. And the seventh lord has moved 9 houses. It has moved Bhagyasthana from Kalatra. The Kalatra Sthanadipati, that is the seventh lord, has moved to Bhagyasthana from the seventh, which is also Upachayasthana. So be very, very clear in this. When this combination of the second lord and the seventh lord are placed in a kendra, that is a quadrant, a trikona, that is a trine, or a upachaya sthana, that is the third, the sixth, the 10th or the 11th house from the ascendant or the moon, this yoga will manifest until and unless they are very badly posited. They will manifest. And why the moon? Because moon also is to be counted for Dhana Praapti Yoga. And particularly moon because it is a female planet and it controls the this yoga is Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga, and today I am talking about getting from the female side. Okay, so when you are talking about the female side, be more clear about Venus. So now we are adding another factor here. So the seventh lord, the second lord, moon, and Venus. All these 4 are combinations now to be seen very well. So if moon, Venus, second and seventh are well placed mutually from each other in kendras, in trikonas, and in upachayas from the ascendant, then you will get, you means the native will have a nice happy, financial, healthy life with your spouse.
So please add the point that it does not include the alimony money. It does not mean the alimony money.
Alimony in the sense?
People take the divorce alimony, no? That.
No, this is Prapti. Prapti. Oh, okay. I understood what you're telling. Oh, don't think, no. Oh, yeah. That is different. That is different. That is the 8th Lord and the 12th Lord with the second Lord. That I will come later. Making money out of a marriage. Making money out of a marriage with an ulterior motive. That I spoke first, but I did not include that in here. But that is not a yoga. That is not a positive yoga. This is only about positive, getting positively. There is no greediness. There is no ulterior motive here. There is nothing bad here. No negative. It's like you don't have any it's a favorable position. It's a win-win position. It's a good position that you marry and you are also prospering. Because of the marriage, you prosper, your wife prospers, and both of you jointly, your family prospers. So that is Kalatramoolaat Dhana Praapti Yoga. Thank you very much.